Live better and longer with the Fitzness Show, hosted by fitness expert, author, and TV personality Fitz Kohler. She'll tell you why diets are dumb, supplements are snake oil, and the truth about how you can earn a lean, hard, pain-free, and athletic body. Now for our favorite bossy blonde, Fitz Kohler.
Well, hi team. I'm Fitz Kohler, your very noisy race announcer and fitness pro from fitzness.com. And welcome to the Fitzness Show, powered by the Publix Gasparilla Distance Classic. And hooray! It's this week. I am bursting at the seams. This is the most fun, raucous race weekend of the entire year. And I announce many incredible events all across America. And this one, I count the seconds for. I can't wait. I can't wait to wear my pirate gear. I can't wait to get with the piratey crew. I can't wait to be with all of your energy. And there's so much going on. It's just so much. And that's why we do the final pre-race instructions show, because there's so much going on. And if you don't pay attention, you might miss some of it. And that would be tragic. Of course, there's an opportunity to come back, and you should always come back to Gasparilla because it's that good and that deserving. But really, so many moving parts, so many opportunities, so many people to meet, places to go, things to try, things to eat, for crying out loud. The food is even really good at this race weekend. And of course, the adult beverages are aplenty. So these are the rules for the show. Is we're going to go in order. So we're going to start at the expo, and then we're going to move through that bid pickup, and then we're going to hit Saturday's race events and then Sunday's events. I want your questions. We want your feedback. So know that if you ask a question about the half marathon, we're not going to answer it until we get to Sunday. So beware. You might want to just drop your Sunday questions when we're talking about Sunday. But either way, all of your questions are good. All of your comments. I want you to start by using the comment section wherever you are and tell us what races you're running this weekend. Or walking, because we have walking divisions and you can always walk our events. But yeah, what events are you participating in? And then also, if you haven't done so yet, follow me. I'm at Fitzness on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and all the places. You also need to follow Run Gasparilla on Facebook and on Instagram, not only for funsies, but there's constant updates. And then, yeah, I think that's it. I think so. The star of the show, I'm just the host. I'm your race announcer. If you don't know this, I am your race announcer. I will be making happy noise for you all weekend. And I've had the great blessing of doing that for quite a few years now. But the woman who works tirelessly day in and day out to get this done is our race director, the executive director. And she's on her 34th year out of 49. 49 years this incredible event has been running, and she's been at the helm. She's the true captain of this event. Now, before I bring her on, I want to remind you that all of these moving parts are being steered by her. She's got a fantastic team, a crew, and volunteers, but she's got a lot going on. So we encourage you, please, I beg you, and she didn't put me up to this, but if you have a question, if you're confused, you don't know where to park, or you don't know what time something starts, please use the resources they've provided. So the website is jam-packed with everything you need to know. I've gone through it. It is thorough. And then this show will be available nonstop. So you can always come back and listen to the show. Obviously, we're going to have such a great time that you're going to want to watch it over and over and over, but there will be resources. So instead of just emailing race director, look, use your resources. That would be so helpful, because I know she's going to be putting out fire after fire after fire. So I will shut up now. And the true captain of this ship, Miss Susan Harmeling, welcome to the Fitzness Show.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, I am ecstatic. Thank you for having me.
As are we. As are we. It's going to be here well before you know it, in just a few days. So we're working really hard in the office to get everything ready. Our board, our organizing committee, our partners, everyone is working diligently to ensure that anyone that is near the Publix Gasparilla Distance Classic race weekend is well taken care of and has a really good time.
Well, everybody does have a really good time. And if somebody doesn't have a good time, they were doing it wrong. That's
I like that philosophy. That works.
They were doing it wrong, because it's so fun. So this is your number 34 for you, and it is your final year.
That it is. I'm going to retire following this year's event and going to be leaving the race in great hands. it's going to be a little bit of a bittersweet weekend for me because in addition to celebrating all of the stories and the runners and walkers that participate and cross the finish line for whatever their reason is, I'm going to be taking a a deep breath and taking it all in and knowing that it's my last year. So don't ask me too many questions about it, Fitz, because you'll have a sobbing race director if you do. So
Right, right. And you know what? I mean, I think we all have a little stomach ache by you leaving, but you deserve to retire and relax and have fun with your grandson and your son and his wife, and just enjoy, like sail off like with Blackbeard off into the sunset.
well, at the ripe old age of 70, I think it's time for me to get on a horse and ride off into the horizon and let those that are picking up the race behind me do their thing.
Wow, what big shoes to fill! Ginormous, ginormous shoes to fill. Okay, so let's take a few your comments because let's see. Oh, this is Jason Rowe. Can't wait to meet you. Jason is so lovely, Susan. He's coming from Jacksonville. He's lost over 200 pounds.
Oh,
And I
wow.
think it's his third race of the year so
That's
far.
great. Congratulations, Jason.
Yeah, he's so great. Steve, I am ready. Ooh, he's gonna see Meb. I love Meb. Oh, yeah, how many years has Meb been doing this race?
He's been with us, I would say 10 years. It's been a long time, and now that he lives in Tampa, it's a special treat to have him right down the street right off of Bayshore Boulevard, but he loves this weekend. He loves to come out and meet the folks, and since you're in the booth with him when y'all are appearing, he will stay there until the last person is taken care of, and that's special. He's very caring towards everybody.
Yeah, he is such a down to earth gentleman. He is so sweet. I know some people get a little nervous to introduce themselves, but Meb is not someone you should be nervous around. You should certainly hold him in the esteem that he deserves, but he's just a sweetheart. And if you don't introduce yourself, you will have failed in some regard, right?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, and he's very down to earth too. I mean, with all of his accolades and medals and wins, he's just Mem,
Yeah.
and that's what's so great about him.
Yeah, very sweet, very dear. Okay, so let's start at the start. I'm going to keep bringing up your comments, guys. We love it. Keep them coming. Let us know which races you're running right now, and then I have some other prompts for you as we go along. But what's first on our agenda for race weekend?
Well, first is the Tampa Bay 28 Health and Fitness Expo presented by Tampa Well. And Kitty Lyons, our expo manager, has done a phenomenal job. It's all sold out, which tickles us. And there's something in the expo for everyone. It's everybody knows it's free and open to the public. So we invite the community to come out and play with us too. But you can do everything from having some health tests with Cigna to playing pickleball to spinning the prize wheel in the Tampa Bay 28 booth. There's going to be a lot of interactive activities throughout the expo and the latest in health and wellness, apparel, footwear, items, anything that anyone could need to help them to be better, to be more healthy.
Absolutely. What are the hours on Friday?
So Friday, it's from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. And on Saturday morning, we open early at 6 a.m. to give those last minute people a chance to come in and pick up their packets. It closes at 3 p.m. on Saturday.
Okay, that's very generous of you to have early expo so people can pick up their packets.
Our exhibitors don't quite feel that way, Fitch, but 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 they get there. It's okay.
Yeah, well, to have a sold out expo is a real anomaly. Not many races pull that off. And it's just extra fun. And there's always great samples. I mean, trust me, I go through Publix now and I buy the guacamole every time because of the guacamole samples at Gasparilla two years
Mhm.
ago. I
And
became
they will have samples again this year. So, yeah. So there's gonna be a lot of that throughout the show. So you don't wanna miss a single booth, go up and down every single aisle, and enjoy the expo.
absolutely. And I say bring your credit card or bring cash because it's always an important idea to support the businesses that are supporting us. And they are celebrating our runners and giving us the support they need, right?
Right. Can I share the run house? Can I
Yeah.
talk about the run house?
Got it.
So this year we have partnered with the Run House, which is a company that partners with ASICS. And if you've been getting our blasts and kind of pecking around on the website, you've seen the link to the Run House gear. It's phenomenal. In fact, I'm wearing one of their hoodies tonight. The great part about the Run House is in the past, we were responsible for designing our apparel, for producing our apparel, for deciding how many we had of each piece. What the Run House does is they use sublimation transfers on all of their apparel, which is all ASICs. So a runner can go into the Run House booth on Friday and Saturday, and they might see a design that they like, and they can pick out any piece of apparel that they want to have it put on. And it feels like it's been spring. They do a great job. So I encourage everybody to get there soon and go in and check it out when you get to the expo, because it could be they're bringing a certain amount of apparel with them. It's a truckload full of stuff, but I do believe that everybody's going to be very happy with the outcome.
Well, what a genius maneuver, because sometimes I go to an expo and I love this design, but I don't like the fit of that shirt. If I could only have this design on that shirt, I would, spend way too much money. I think that's what's going to happen. I have a feeling you're going to have lines out the yin yang for this stuff.
Well, we hope so. They're bringing 5 presses with them. So literally they can press the transfer onto the shirt on site. And if they get a little bit behind, we've got a room upstairs for them so where they can take some apparel up there and get it back down as quickly as possible. It's kind of like the old, I don't know if y'all remember going to old beach stores and you see hundreds and hundreds of transfers up on the wall and you get to pick the one you want and put it on a t-shirt. This is a much more refined approach to that, but essentially you get to pick out the piece of apparel that you want and put the design on it that you want. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Everybody bring your cash, bring your credit card. It's coming. It's coming. Oh, let's see. Oh, that's so funny. Just out of the blue, Pete's like, I hate black running gear. All right, well, you can get orange.
It's blue.
Red.
It's blue. It's not black.
Blue?
It's blue. But and they'll have lots of light colored apparel too for Pete. So we'll take good care of him.
That's right, Pete. You're in good hands. Okay, so I love to talk to the folks who have never done a race before, and I know we have a lot of newbies because Gasparilla is so fun that people are, they feel a little more comfortable getting started. So race bibs are the numbers you wear on your shirt, and it's important that you have those.
I'm going to sneeze. So I think I got that one out. So I think we're okay, but it might happen again. And now you were saying, I'm sorry.
That's okay. So we got the race bibs. Those go on the front of your shirt. Folks, you need to pick those up. And that's the main reason for going to the expo. Besides all the hoopla and the fun and the samples and the shopping, you have to grab your race bib. And so what are the rules for picking up the race bib? Does everybody have to get theirs independently? Do they have to show identification? Can they pick up a race bib for the friend? How does that work?
Yeah, they do not need their driver's license to pick up their own bib. If they are going to be picking up one or more bibs for someone else, every person that they're picking up for has got to fill out a bib pickup authorization form, which was in the instructions that went out today as well, but that it's on the website on every page, every event page. So please take the time to download that, print it, and get the individual to sign it that you're picking up for.
Okay, and question, if somebody is running one of the challenges, do they get one bib for all the challenges?
They do. A lot, several years ago, they had to wear 4 bibs. And David Sims, our timer, is a great programmer, and he figured out a way for them to just have one number to wear throughout the weekend. And trust me, that's a gift to the runners.
Yeah.
Carrying those numbers and switching, and that was a little bit of a challenge for everyone.
Okay. So one bib, no matter who you are, no matter what you're running, unless you registered for 2 races separately, that's different. You'll pick up your bib, then you'll go get your shirt.
Go get your goodie bag, your hat, your Publix hat, and there's coupons across the bottom for everything, including your complimentary beer if you're 21 years of age or older, that will be served at the Q105 post-race celebration, which is presented by Michelob Ultra.
Okay. And again, for the grown-ups, there is plenty of adult beverages.
There is, yes. There
So
is.
much. So much. So Jason wants to know, is it true you can still sign up for the 5K on Friday?
You can. For the 5K on Friday from 10 o'clock until 8 p.m., there will be no registration for the 5K on Saturday. So you need to get in there, and there is a limited number. So you need to get in there and take advantage of the late registration for the 5K.
Okay. Hey, this is a question I don't understand. Jackson Matt. What did they register me for the 8K versus well, if you're registered for the 8K, you got to run the 8K.
Huh.
Huh.
Well, I would suggest that he send an email to the office. Okay. He can send that email to information@rungasparilla.com and explain his plight, and you can trust we'll take care of you.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Oh, this is just interesting question from Maggie Hall. Will you ever go back to teacher pickup at locations other than the expo on race morning?
I would have to say no, but things change over the years. It got to be a little bit of a bear for us. I'll be very honest with you. When you've got 6 locations that you've got to take shirts and goodie bags, you've got 4 races, you've got 4 challenges. That's a lot of boxes to deliver to each location that we're going to be in, and we don't know who's going to show up. So we've got to plan for literally more than we know is going to come. And when you put those locations together with all the boxes, getting them out there, picking them back, it really truly became a little bit of an issue for us. Now, that doesn't mean we wouldn't go back to it, but as the race grew, it became more and more of a challenge.
I love that. Good question. Great answer. All right. So Bruce, his 39th Gasparilla and 47th finish on Saturday. Oh, he had prostate cancer. Bruce, I love that you're still running. That's very important. And his sister and daughter will accompany him. Well, that's exciting. Oh, and you'll be in a wheelchair. Well, I love that, Bruce. What a gritty guy. Could you introduce yourself to me at the expo? That would be very nice for me to get eyes on you so I can make your start and finish special. Do you know Bruce?
I do. He's very special to the Publix Gasparilla Distance Classic, and he has run every year of my 34 years, and he doesn't fail to say hello. I've been conversing with him while he's been in the hospital, and I'm super thrilled that his sister and his daughter are going to be with him, because at one point he didn't know if he was going to be able to participate. So I'm really glad he's going to be out there. And Bruce, I will find you.
Okay. I'm Bruce. And Bruce, I've done cancer too, and I did not like it very much. It was very hard, but it's very important to keep doing what you can when you can. Just, it makes a difference in not only length of life, but quality of life too. So really proud of you. That's awesome. Okay. So folks, I want you to tell us whether you are wearing pirate gear or you are not wearing pirate gear. And if you are not wearing pirate gear, use the comment section to justify your behavior. Okay, so the one thing we missed at the expo is Meb and I. Meb Keflesky, he won the Boston Marathon the year after the Boston bombing, which is exactly what the country needed. I believe he's won both New York and Chicago. He's a silver medalist in the Olympic Games, and he's an author of multiple books. And Meb is, I think, America's favorite marathoner. When will Meb and I be together at the expo doing meet and greets and book signings? Because I don't know.
Well, it's throughout the day on Friday and Saturday. And what we'll do is we'll post those schedules on Instagram and on Facebook so everybody can see them. But y'all will be making, I believe it's 3 appearances on Friday and then another 2, maybe 3 on Saturday. And Pepper Jack will come and join you at times. So be prepared for that. There he is. Yeah.
Very important to have Pepper Jack. Pepper Jack is the cutest. Also, Meb has multiple books. So do I. So if you're looking to live better and longer and get fitter, my new book is You Supercharged, the exact formula for fitness, weight loss, and longevity. I will have these with me. Do you have one yet, Susan?
I don't think so.
I have to bring you one. You're going to have to read it. That'll be retirement job.
Okay. All right. And if I can get fit like you, I'll be definitely looking forward to that book. So
I don't know. You're role modeling for me. And we will be right back. My brand new book, You Supercharged, the exact formula for fitness, weight loss, and longevity, is out right now and has something for everybody. Ladies, Chapter Full Throttle Femininity is dedicated to all the things you think you can't control, including menopause, weight loss, maintaining muscle mass, building bone density, and earning yourself a JJ of steel. Guys, Chapter Man Mode was written just for you. You'll learn how to combat menopause, tune up your ticker, banish a beer belly for good, maximize your muscles, and earn the most powerful pecker on the planet. From the ground on up, from the inside and out, let's supercharge your body and mind and make you unstoppable. Order signed copies of You Supercharged at fitzness.com in the United States, Amazon, everywhere else. We're back. Okay, here's a great question. Will there be a shirt for each race?
There will. There's 4 different shirts, the 15K, the 5K, the half marathon, and the 8K. And we really, there was a long time ago, the 15K and 5K folks got the same shirt. And before we added the half marathon and the 8K, we made a decision that should not be the case, that they each deserve their own shirt. And we have continued to follow that rule with the half marathon and the 8K. So there are 4 shirts. They're themed. They work together. They do, but they are 4 different designs.
All right. And what about the challenges?
So the challenges, if you're doing the ultra, you get 4 shirts plus your hoodie, and the hoodies are phenomenal. I don't want anybody to be frightened by the fact that, it's going to be warm, a little bit warmer than it was last year this weekend. But the hoodies, we have worked diligently to make they speak Tampa Bay. There are a lot of images on the hoodies that speak Tampa Bay, and I think the runners are really going to like them.
I'm sure they are. Well, that's another great gift is whoever your designers are, they're incredible. Every year, you hit it out of the park. Everything's so pretty and thoughtful. Does that make sense? I mean, it's just creative and
yeah, and it's with 49 years under our belt, that's a lot of designs, and it takes a lot of creativity and a lot of thought and knowing our brand to be able to come up with 4 individual designs every single year. And we're very, very indebted to our graphic designer, who's Bradshaw. For the last probably 10 to 15 years, he's been designing the shirts and doing a great job.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. All the gear is always gorgeous. So Bradshaw, kudos. Okay, here's a question that is going to work for every event where people show up either at our certain finish line or at the expo. Will they be charging for parking? And where's the best place to park?
They will be charging for parking. And surrounding the convention center is the Pam Ioria Garage, the Fort Brooke Garage, the Jackson Street Garage, the Whiting Street Garage. Fort Brooke has 3,500 parking spaces in it alone. So no one has ever come away without finding a parking space around the convention center. The Tampa Convention Center Garage will be opened on Friday, but not on Saturday. So everybody, please listen to that. If you've parked in the Tampa Convention Center garage on Saturday before, you will not be able to do it this year. It will reopen on Sunday. And the reason that it's being closed is because the Tampa Police Department does such a great job of protecting us. They put these big cement jersey barricades at every intersection, and they can't pick them up until after the race. So what was happening is people were getting boxed in the Tampa Convention Center garage, and they were finding their own way out, and potentially it could have caused an accident or someone getting run over. So they've elected this year to not open the Convention Center garage on Saturday. Also, paying for parking is different this year, and please listen to what I'm going to say. In previous years, they have pre-collected when you've gone into the garages. This year, you go into the garage, and after you park, the first thing you need to do is go to the pay station to pay for your parking before you leave. A lot of parking garages will let you pay when you're leaving, or you don't have to worry about it getting it done as soon as you get there. Please, if you do not go and take care of parking, and you will need to enter your license plate, then you might come back and find a ticket on your car. I don't want to say what the parking charges are because I don't want to get it wrong, but that is posted on our website.
Okay. Well, and that's actually what I was going to follow up is you probably have very specific maps and locations on the website so people can find great parking options there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the other option on race days or for the expos to have someone drop you off or to take an Uber.
Actually, we have a relationship with Uber this year. So Uber, we've brought them in, and we've created a space where they can drop off, which is the circle driveway at the Benchmark Arena. That's where they'll drop off and that's where they'll pick up. So please reach out to us and we'll give you more information about Uber.
Okay. Okay, so I feel like we've touched as many things as possible on Friday. Maybe we'll come back to it. But Friday evening, we have Pepper Jack's Hot Diggity Dog Walk. So tell us about that.
Well, this year it's presented by Stella and Chewy's, which is a great dog food. It's actually their dog food is it's dehydrated, and when you put water on it, it becomes raw food. So it's gotten rave reviews from veterinarians, anybody that's used it, but they are the presenting sponsor this year. And we have close to 150 dogs already registered. We will be offering late registration during the Tampa Bay 28 Health and Fitness Expo. And something that's different this year from last year is people that have pre-registered will be able to go in from 10 o'clock until around 4:30 to pick up their human and dog number, their goodie bag. So they'll be prepared when they come outside for the festivities at 6 o'clock.
And are the dogs allowed in the convention center to pick up their bins?
They're not supposed to be in there, but the convention center does not turn them away. So just make sure your dog is not unruly and obeys all the rules. So that's all we ask you to do.
Okay. So folks, if you have a dog, you should do this. It's adorable. What is the distance?
It's only a half mile. We start right in front of the sale, which is on the convention center front drive. And by the way, we have a couple of dog themed drinks that the sale will be offering. I think one of them's the sassy dog. I don't remember the names, but there are two of them. There's one that's really sweet, and then there's another one that's not sweet. But we're really dogging it out this year. And one of our staff came up with the idea of having some themed drinks. So we're super excited about that. And there'll be a couple of vendors there. We're going to have pup cups with whipped cream. The best part last year was, we kind of, it's kind of like the baseball movie Field of Dreams, where you build the field and you hope they come. We created Pepper Jack's Hot Diggity Dog Walk last year, and we had no idea what the outcome was going to be. We gave it our best, just like we do every other event that we put our hearts into. And when everybody showed up and they were happy and the dogs got along, there wasn't any nipping, or there was a lot of sniffing, but no nipping and going after each other. And Fitz, you were there. It's just priceless to see the owners, and every bib number has the human name and the dog name on it. So it's just special, and it's a great way to kick off the events per se of race weekend.
Yeah, it is. I mean, if I'm going to pick favorites, I'm picking the dogs. They're so cute. And this is my theory on dog races, because I've never, out of any dog race I've ever announced, I've never seen a mean dog. And I think people who love their dog enough to bring it to a dog race love it enough just to make a really nice dog. They're all so sweet, giant dogs and tiny dogs. And it is customary for people with dogs to allow the announcer to pet the dog before the dog race or after it. Those are part of the rules. Race director, is that part of your rules?
Absolutely.
Too?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. Last year, I did my best to lead the first wave, and I found out very quickly that there were some dogs there that didn't want to walk,
Right.
and off they went. And I tried to keep up with them, but I was huffing and puffing before too long. So you do have some dogs that, in spite of their owners wanting to keep them at bay, they want to run, and they run. I can't say enough about it. It's just a sweet event. It's a fun event. And just like every other event, we do not spare any expense with getting ready and being prepared to take great care of our humans as well as our four-legged friends.
Yeah. Yeah. It's precious. You have to come. And if you don't have a dog, here's a couple things. You could come and watch just to be a part of it, to see the adorable things. And I get to say things like, welcome to your finish line, Zeus, and, Lollipop and whatever. I love the dog names. But if the same thing that happens last year, there will be dogs there that are up for adoption. and perhaps you will meet your forever friend there, right? Maybe you can take
Yeah.
one home.
That's Merciful Project, which is a animal rescue, and the event benefits Merciful Project. So they'll be there with several dogs and puppies that people can play with, and the hope is that someone will find their forever friend.
Yeah. Yeah. And folks, I love all dogs, but I just brought my second dog home in December. My older dog passed away, and then law enforcement found a dog roaming the streets, and that dog is just as good as every other, you know, custom made dog. He's brilliant and sweet and makes my life so much better every second of every day. So please consider adopting. And if you can do one this weekend, even better. Maybe you could call your dog Pepperjack, or you can name your dog after Susan. There's a lot of opportunities there. That would be
Moving
fun.
along, there is
Move.
another event taking place on Friday evening. We have a new partnership with Fit to Run, and there is a shakeout run that is literally 3 blocks from the convention center. Fit to Run has a location on Cumberland, and if I'm not mistaken, 180 have signed up for this shakeout run. It's being presented by Black Men Run, so they'll be there too, and we're gonna be running on the Hillsborough Expressway Trail that runs from Ybor City all the way out to Bayshore and back again. So we're gonna be going in the opposite direction from the Riverwalk, but it is a protected trail where everybody will be safe, and there'll be plenty of volunteers out there to make sure that everybody goes in the right direction and to answer any questions, see if they have any needs.
And folks, if you've never done a shakeout run before, do not be intimidated. It's hyper casual. It's not timed. They may set out a 3-mile course, but you are welcome to go half a mile and then return to the start. You can walk as slow as possible. You can just chit chat with friends. It's if you're coming in from out of town, and so many folks are, if you're alone or you just want to make some new friends, a shakeout run is a perfect place to do it.
Yeah, I encourage everybody, if that's something that you'd like to do, to go ahead and head down there around 6:00, 6:30 for the shakeout run. I expect it's gonna be a lot of fun. I also expect that Fit to Run will be offering some specials for our folks that come down there. So please give that a try if you'd like.
Excellent. And then the other thing that is happening Friday night is not part of the official Gasparilla events, but our massive group from Black Girls Run. They're having their annual meetup at our race weekend, and they're having a banquet. So I'm going to try to go over. If you are watching and you are one of our runners from Black Girls Run, I'm so excited to meet you. And I know Susan's looking forward to seeing you on race weekend. And we expect to make a big stink over your presence.
Yeah, they reached out to us in March. Tia Pettigrew, who's a local runner that some people might know her name, she actually opened the door for us, and then I had conversations via email with JL Alexander, who is their leader. So we pitched them and gave them some great amenities that we were gonna offer to them. And before we knew it, we had 418 registered for that team. So we're super excited about it's successful already, and they're going to have a big presence in the Q105 post race celebration down in Cotonou Park, as well as throughout the race course. There's some running an individual event. There are others. A lot of people are doing the challenges that we're very excited about. So if you see them, and their bid numbers have a Black Girls Run brand on it. So if you
Okay.
see one, go up and welcome them to Tampa and introduce yourself.
Yeah, they are great. They show up at every race I announce, and one of the things I love is, I mean, maybe some of them are fast, some of them are slow, but when they come as a group, they stay at the finish line until their final friend crosses the finish line. They do not leave. They're just completely loyal and supportive, and it's just, it's like a sorority. They're very sweet, and
That'll be a sight to see. So,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I'm thrilled to have them. Big energy. Okie dokie. Are we on to Saturday? Susan, do you feel like we've covered Friday?
We have. I think we've done a pretty darn good job of that. So we can move on to Saturday. The expo opens at 6 a.m. and I see a comment over here asking if we'll be offering early 15K bib pickup this year, and we will not. And I'll tell you why. We had some problems last year with security, and we can't afford to risk our exhibitors losing some of their apparel because we opened it up at 5 a.m., if I'm not mistaken. It might have been 5:30, and there's no way for us to watch the entire hall during that time. So unfortunately, because of a few bad characters, we had to do away with it. But we'll be ready at 6 o'clock. 15K people will be coming in. We'll take care of you. If you're picking up that morning, don't forget we have a gear check room that's downstairs in the convention center, meeting room 124. So you can grab your goodies, drop them off in the gear check room, and then head out for the 15K, which starts at 6:45.
Okay. And if you're new, gear check is literally you bring your hoodie, you bring your sandals, whatever post-race stuff you would like to have with you when you're done, and you can leave it there. Do they have to put it in a special clear bag, or can they
We
bring their
have
own?
we have clear bags to put it in. They'll bring it to us. We'll put it in a bag and keep it for them. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And so we start off, our first race of the weekend is the 15K, which is always very special. What time does the 15K start?
15K starts at 6:45, and it does have 2 waves. So the first wave will go off, and then 5 minutes later, the second wave will go off. It literally is up and down Bayshore Boulevard. They'll go out to Gandy, take a right, do about a tenth of a mile out and back on Gandy Boulevard, and then come back around to the northbound lanes of Bayshore Boulevard for their run back to the finish line. I would encourage everybody not to look at downtown when they come back to Gandy, because it seems to be a really far way away. So
Okay.
kind of keep your head down a little bit when you're coming back onto Bayshore.
It's
15K
an,
start. Huh?
I was going to say it's an optical illusion.
Yes, it is an optical illusion. That's a very good way to look at it. It's really only 4.5 miles away. So
That's right. Totally doable. Now, 6:45 starts. So you should have your cars parked by 5:45. Always plan an hour in advance. And so this is the deal with all of our events is you could go run a 5K, 8K, 15K or half marathon alone any day at any time. The whole reason you're running the Publix Gasparilla Distance Classic is because you want to be part of the experience. The experience starts before the start, right? So come and join the festivities. Our runners are so fun. Our volunteers are fun. I like to think I'm kind of fun too. So we'll be having a good time. But if you wait until 6:30, forget it. You're going to miss a start. You're going to be that weirdo being like, can I go? Even though the timers have turned off the mat. So park early. It's a very busy weekend. There are thousands of people parking and pouring onto our start line. So just eat it. We all have to wake up early on race morning. It's just part of the deal. And so get up early, go park your car by 5:45 ideally, and then you'll have a much more relaxed and fun time, and you'll get the whole hoopla. And then plan to stick around no matter which race is your final race. Don't plan to get in your car and go home. You have to go over to the after party, which we'll talk about soon. But yeah, it's before and after is the experience. So don't deprive yourself of any of that.
So if I could just add something, Fitz, we want them, first of all, why not get to the start line and relax a little bit before you run? We have 40 portalettes that are in the Crosstown Expressway lot, which is right next to the 15K start. We have Zephyr Hills Natural Spring Water monsters at the corner of Broreen and Franklin, one on either side. So there's water, the portalettes, you have everything that you need to take care of everything that you need to take care of before you go to the start line. And once Fitz says on your mark, get set, go at 9:15, you will no longer be able to get into that first wave. We will close it up. So anybody that gets there after 9:15 is going to have to go down and enter from the rear and start with the second wave. So please do your best to get there early so that you can be in your wave and have a great experience at the start.
Okay, so let's talk about waves. And Tiffany, good. I can't wait to see you in all your pirate gear. Are the waves on their bibs? So will people know for the 15K I'm in wave 1 or wave 2? Or will
They're
they?
color coded. The waves are color coded to their numbers, and we will have colored flags at each entrance to the wave starts. So
Okay, and
that's how they'll know that they're going to the right place.
okay, and that is for all the races.
All the races. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, nice. And then so where are the aid stations for the 15K, or as a rule of thumb for all of our races?
Our first aid station is at 1.5 miles on all the distances. And now, and then they're every mile throughout the course, both going out and coming back. Our aid station volunteers are phenomenal. We had so many this year, we had to find extra spots for them, but a lot of them are repeat volunteer groups, and they take such great pride in being out there. And even though they're out there at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, getting those aid stations ready, but they want to make sure they put their best foot forward to take care of our participants. And I will have to say that runners are one of the most appreciative groups that I've ever met, because they know that those folks are out there to take care of them. And they always make a point of saying thank you.
Absolutely. And I say go above saying thank you. Maybe perhaps get a little weird with it, compliment them on their eyes or their lipstick or their fresh breath or
Okay,
anything.
well, be mindful of the fact that there's a lot of high school groups out there, so be a little bit careful about your compliments.
That's right. Keep it G, but like make it a special day for them. Perhaps
Yeah.
their teeth are super straight. I don't know. You can find something extra, and it's always nice to go to a little extra. So at the aid station, we're doing Gatorade, Powerade. Who's our
So in the 15K, first of all, every aid station will have Zephyr Hills natural spring water. At miles 2 and 4, which is Bayshore and Rubidoux, we'll also be serving Gatorade for the 15K. And the Gatorade will be set up first, followed by the water. So please remember that. A lot of people, if they feel like it's a little bit warm, they want to pick up a cup and pour it over their head. And if they're not paying attention, they're going to be picking up a cup of sticky Gatorade. So the Gatorade will be set up first, followed by the Zephyr Hills natural spring water. And that's at 2 aid stations, one going out, one coming back in.
are there porta potties with the aid station?
Everywhere, everywhere. There are porta potties at every aid station, and there's also some in between the aid stations.
Okay. And I would like to encourage our runners not to ignore the porta potties. Sometimes I see at races, people just use the bushes and stuff. Know that you are in Tampa. It's a populous area and that's indecent exposure. So porta
Yeah,
potties,
please.
please. And thank you. Okay. Hold on. I'm looking for comments to see if I'm missing anything. Folks, if you're coming in late, and I see that some of you are, you can just rewind when we're done. You can go back and restart this. This is going to be available on repeat. And again, you can spend your whole day with Susan and I if you want to just keep replaying it over and over and over. So those are the aid stations for all the races. They start at 1.5. You'll get an aid station every mile. If you got to use the loo, it's less than a mile away. If you're thirsty, a mile or less away. I would like to talk about the finish lines, which I think are very exciting. We have a big, beautiful finish line, an incredibly loud sound system, and a noisy announcer attached. So we require happy celebrations when people cross the finish line, correct?
Correct. We do. We do. And, another partner of ours, not that we're going to expect anything to happen, but Tampa General Hospital sets up a trauma tent right there at the finish line. And their ER nurses and doctors are at the finish line looking at every single runner as they cross. They look into their eyes. They can tell if someone is having a hard time, and they are going to be right on top of it, taking care of them. So we cross all the T's and dot all the I's.
Yeah, yeah, they are right there if anybody needs help. And don't be shy if you need help at all along the way. You can just ask someone at the aid station. You can ask a fellow runner. Runners are very nice. They will take care of you. Almost everybody's running with their phones, and so help is right around the corner if you want it or need it, right?
Yep, and Tampa General takes care of the finish line. Tampa Fire Rescue takes care of all of our courses. So there will be bike paramedics out there. CPR certified lifeguards are out there, in addition to Tampa rescue units being stationed throughout the course. So if someone goes down, all you've got to do is call 911. Just call 911 and we'll be there.
Okay. Okay. And then even if you're running the challenge, you will pick up your medal. So you'll cross the finish line, ideally hands up, out to the side, number one finger, happy face, not looking at your watch. Know that looking at your watch at our finish line is a cardinal sin, and we will send you back and make you do it again. There will be consequences. You may have to walk the plank, but it's not okay to look at your watch and make a grouchy face. But once you do that, once you celebrate appropriately, you'll be handed a medal. And then what if they're doing another race? Where do they put their medal? What do they do with that?
Okay, well, first of all, when they cross the finish line, we've got our finishers towels there for them, and we are gonna be icing them down this year. It's the mornings are gonna be very cool for the 15K and for the half marathon. They'll start warming up a little bit for the 5K and the 8K, not b terribly, but we will have sprinklers out on the course should they be needed, as well as the ice towels at the finish line, and then they'll go over the bridge, they'll get their water, they'll get their medal. We've got Crew of the Rising Phoenix Pirates there, so folks can have their pictures taken with them. And then all of the goodies that we have there for them will be there. And if you're in a challenge and you're doing the Ultra Challenge, we have a metal drop zone that is at the foot of the Platte Street Bridge. As you go over and get your medal, you'll come on the downhill side and it will be to your left. There will be signs marking that area. But our volunteers will take your medal, they'll put it in a Ziploc bag, and they'll keep it for you. Likewise, on Sunday morning, if you're running the Ultra Challenge or if you're running any other challenge, you can drop off your medals there, go and run your race, and then come back and pick them up after your last race when you'll have your challenge medals. So you can leave your prior distance medals at the medal drop zone so you can go grab them and put them around your neck to celebrate.
Okay, so this is what I was talking about at the beginning of this show when I was saying there's all these moving parts. There's so many people and so much going on, and everything has a place and a method to the madness. It's incredible. And everybody goes home with all the medals and the shirts and the towels that they're supposed to have. It's
Yes.
impressive. Impressive. So Saturday's races, 15K starts at 6:45. The 5K kicks off is at 9:15.
9:15, and there are a total of 7 waves. There's 5 run waves that will go off 5 minutes apart, and then we have special starts for the Special K 5K stroller roll and the Kashi 5K walk that will take place after that. So from 9:15 to 9:55, there's gonna be a wave starting. And with a 5K, it's even more crucial that you get there on time because once Fitz says go, the barricades are gonna close, and if you're in one of those first 2 or 3 waves, you are not gonna be able to get in. You are gonna have to go to the back and start in that very last wave. So please get there in time to find your spot in your wave. That way, you don't get too frisky with our volunteers, and you're taking care of yourself to make sure that you have the best possible 5K.
Yeah, and that 5K is wild. I think I'm there for an hour and a half doing start line stuff, and everybody is so much fun. We have the best time there, and as per usual, the further we go back, the crazier people get. They're just such a good time. I'm always actually sad that you leave in the pace vehicle because you're missing out on insanity at the start line.
Well, perhaps I will run back over there this year and take a look at it. I don't want to forget about mentioning the mascot race.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the mascot race takes place at the finish line right at 9:15. In fact, when we're leading the first wave of runners through the finish line area, they're all lined up and getting ready to go. So that's if you're not running in the 5K, make sure you're in the bleachers at 9:15 so you can watch the mascot race. Thunderbug makes a wild and crazy entrance. Pepperjack's there. Petey the Pelican from St. Pete Run Fest is there, as well as a couple of others. We have kind of lightened the load of mascots this year because there's not a lot of room there for the mascots and the 15K people that are still coming in. But it's sure to be exciting and fun.
That's always a good time. You know what? We haven't even mentioned Jessica and Natalie.
They'll be here.
Want to tell folks about Jessica and Natalie?
Oh gosh, they've been coming to this race for I don't know how many years, and they dress up for the races, and they dress up on Saturday in one outfit and on Sunday in another outfit. So one year they were Buccaneers one day, and I think they were hockey players the next day. They've been Publix sub sandwich makers. I mean,
Tom Brady and Gronk.
Tom
They've
Brady
been
and
Cougar
Gronk, and we don't
waitresses.
know. It's a surprise to us. We don't know what they're gonna be wearing when they step up to the start line. And they're in
Thanks.
character. They will take pictures with as many folks as wants to have their picture taken with them. They're an experience in themselves.
They are incredible, and they're sweet girls. They're, I mean, sisters, and plus sisters who like each other. I have a mean older sister, so I look at sisters who belong. Wow, the sisters that travel and dress up into their grown-up years is pretty fantastic. So
Yeah, they're special too because Natalie met her husband, Tim, at the post-race celebration. They just had I think their 10th anniversary celebrated 2 years ago. So they're going on 12 years. But Gasparilla will always have a special place in their heart because that's where they met.
yeah, they're adorable. Absolutely adorable. Yep, we're getting some cheers for Jess and Natalie.
Are you looking for the perfect gift for a loved one battling cancer? The Cancer Comeback Series by Fitz offers hope, inspiration, and practical guidance. With Your Healthy Cancer Comeback, My Noisy Cancer Comeback, and the Healthy Cancer Comeback Journal. These books are a lifeline for all patients and survivors. Right now, you can order autographed copies at a special discount. Show your support and help a loved one go from sick to strong. Visit fitzness.com today. That's FITZNESS.com. Fitzness.com.
All right, so before we get to the after party, let's talk about Sunday's races, and then we'll hit up the after party because it's the same unique craziness each day. So Sunday, what time is our half marathon start?
Half marathon starts at 6:00. And I'd like to ask all the half marathon participants to really pay close attention to the staging maps because what we're doing this year is trying to keep the runners and give them access to the start line, which is actually the Publix Gasparilla Distance Classic finish line. We're going to protect them going over the bridge. They're going to go through a checkpoint, then they're going to go through another checkpoint to get onto Bayshore Boulevard. Only people that are wearing half marathon numbers will be allowed past that first checkpoint, and then the second checkpoint going into the southbound lanes of Bayshore Boulevard, which is where they can load in. Now, this year, we're also promoting they can enter from both sides of the start line. They don't have to come over the Platte Street Bridge and go down the southbound lanes to get into their waves. They can go over the other side of the bridge and access their waves that way too. That tends to be a little bit more relaxing because most people want to go over the Brewerine Street Bridge on the right-hand side. We're going to do our best to push the spectators over to the convention center side of the Platte Street Bridge because if they go over the side that goes to the southbound lanes of Bayshore, once they get over there, they're going to be boxed in and they're not going to be able to come back. They're going to have to use the Platte Street Bridge underpass, which takes them from one side of the bridge to the other side of the bridge. The bleachers are all on the water side. That is where you want to be. And you can watch your folks start from the bleachers. So a very comfortable setting. So please take a look at the staging maps and follow the instructions that we've given you. That way, everybody will have a more peaceful morning.
So, question, since we start early and we like to be honest with folks, are the condo people still cranky if we're too noisy?
They have, every once in a while, if you get loud, we get a phone call. But for the most part, they're taking it in stride. It's very short-lived. We get them out of there very quickly at 6:00. And I know you keep it down as much as you can without taking any of the excitement away. But there are some Tampa General Hospital nurses that live in the condos right there at the finish line. And their sleep is very special to them. So we do try and be respectful of them and keep things down at a good volume.
That's right. So, folks, if I'm not, I see your comment, Pete Meyer. I'm not going to post that, but I see it and it's very funny. If I'm not as loud as you would expect, I'm trying to be polite. But we do have that guy. I can't remember his name right now, but it comes down every year and tells me, thank you for waking him up. Do you remember that man?
Isn't that sweet? Yes, I do. Now, I'm not there to hear him do it, but that's very thoughtful and sweet of him.
And every Saturday and Sunday, he's like, thanks for the wake-up call.
Yeah. I want to say one more thing that I forgot about the start, Fitz. So at 5 a.m., the half marathon participants can start heading to the start line. Between 5:40 and 5:45, we're going to be closing the north side of the bridge, which is the main entrance to the half marathon southbound lanes to enter into the waves. And the reason we have to do that is we have to break down the barricades to get ready for the start. So that's why we have to shut it at 5:45. But people will still have 15 minutes to go over the other side of the bridge to get to the start line and to their start waves. But again, give yourself plenty of time, please. Do not come late. It will not bode well for you if you're not already in your way by a little bit before 6 o'clock.
That's right. And that's right. And this is complicated. It's simple but complicated, and you can mess it up and then ruin the fun for yourself. So also use the website. They have maps for you to look at. Again, you can re-listen to this to hear what Susan's saying, but you might just look at the website and you go, "Oh, I need to be there." Because if you're not familiar with the area, it sounds like it could be a little confusing. Well, oh, this is a great question. I love giving out bedtimes. Hannah wants to know what time she should go to bed. Well, what time should
Well,
you?
on Sunday morning, for Sunday morning, I would assume you're gonna be getting up around 4:30. So, I wouldn't party hardy that night. I'd try and get in bed between 9 and 10 o'clock so you can get some good sleep. That would be my recommendation.
That's right. Nerd out. Nerd out the night before. Again, 15K starts at 6:45.
6:45.
Half marathon starts at 6. That means you're trying to get there, park your car by 5 a.m. So it's going to be an early morning. Doodly doodly do. I'm looking at the comments. Okay. And then they run the race, half marathon. If you do feel like it's going to be a long day, if you're moving slower, then don't feel any pressure to run fast in Tampa, Florida. You don't have to PR here. You can PR in fun. This could be your most fun race of the year, and you don't necessarily have to go as fast as you can. Not every race can be a PR, and if Florida acts like Florida, perhaps you just want to slow it down and check out the views and take pictures with the pirates and drink some Gatorade, right?
Yep, and we will be out there until the last walker crosses the finish line. If the walkers in the half marathon or the 8K are a little bit too slow, we will have to move them over to the sidewalk, but we'll take the aid stations over there with them. In fact, we're gonna have a couple of folks, Rick Service, who is our aid station coordinator, he'll be out there with a golf cart with some water to take care of anybody that's on the sidewalk, but then we will move you back onto Bayshore so you can come through the finish line. So your experience will be just as good and just as memorable as the person that breaks the finish tape.
Absolutely. And then I would say shorts and tank tops are probably in order for everyone. If you want to bundle up a little in the morning because it will be chilly while you're standing there, go to Goodwill and buy an ugly sweatshirt and a weird house dress or something. Just get the ugliest clothes you can for $3 each, and then you can discard them at the start line, and Susan's crew will pick them up and donate them to a needy cause, correct?
Correct, correct. And I will tell you that Saturday is gonna be a wee bit, well, more than a wee bit warmer than Sunday. We're gonna get some really cool temperatures at the beginning of Sunday morning, and I believe that the 8K participants are gonna be good to go too. Greg D is doing his best with Tampa Bay 28.
Okay. So remind us again, what time does packet pickup start on Saturday?
It starts at 6 o'clock
And that's at the convention center?
at the convention center in the East Hall, which is upstairs. If you come into the building, go up the escalator, then go up the steps, take a right, you'll start seeing our signage before that.
And then
Um,
is there early pickup for Sunday for the half marathon?
Well, we do offer for those folks that come into town late, we do offer packet pickup on Sunday morning beginning at 4:30. We take everything, all the shirts, all the bib numbers, all the hats, all the goodie bags. We take those downstairs to Ballroom D, which is right inside of the Franklin Street entrance of the convention center. We'll be there to greet you when you come in, very relaxing. You'll pick up all of your goodies, and then you're right across the hall from meeting room 124, which is the gear check room.
And then so we have gear check both days for all 4 events.
Correct.
Correct. So good. So good. Okay. Here's a good question from the one and only Rick Service. What time do you wake up on race morning?
Well, this hair has got to be done.
Right.
Yeah. So I usually get about an hour and a half sleep on Friday night and Saturday night. We're out there at 2 o'clock to get started. So we leave the hotel around 1:30 to get over and get in line for the SWAT team to check up. All of the vehicles that are going out on the course are sniffed by the SWAT team, the K-9 team. And the police department does this to make sure that everybody is safe out there. So we have, it's not just me. We have a crew that is up bright and early and out getting ready at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah, it's an incredible production. It's absolutely spectacular, and I know the difference. It's world class. You've created something so unique and so special, and grown it so tremendously over the years. So let's talk about our finish line. So, or our post race party.
The Q&A, well, we haven't talked about what's waiting on the half marathon and 8K participants yet when they cross that finish line. So Columbia Restaurants will be on the front drive of the convention center with black beans and rice, 1905 salad, and Cuban bread. The half marathon and the 8K participants will have a tag on their bib number that allows them to go through the line and have lunch with Columbia. They'll be out there ready to go around 8:00 in the morning, and they'll be serving until around 11:30. So they do unfortunately have to have a cutoff time, but we will have street graphics that will get you to where Columbia is. We'll have street graphics to get you to the Q105 post race celebration that's presented by Michelob Ultra. We're even going to have street graphics to get you to the shakeout run at Fit to Run on Friday evening.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't get lost. Don't even try. Don't try to get lost. So let's talk about the 8K. I totally skipped one of our races, so sorry.
The 8K starts at 9:15, and there are it's a rolling start. There are 2 waves, but one just goes right after the other. And then we have the Kashi 8K walk that starts at 9:25. I think we might still have some spots in the 8K walk. I'll clarify that tomorrow, and we'll post it on Instagram. Kira McGraw, social media manager, does a great job. So she'll clarify that for you and anything else that we've talked about tonight.
Yeah, she does a fantastic job, especially all the funny posts. Any of the funny posts from Gasparilla folks, it's Kira. Kudos. Sometimes I pipe in. I was like, that's really you're very funny. Thank you for that. She's got good sarcasm. Yeah, so the 8K, is it the normal start, or is it the start where we started last year?
Oh, no, it's the normal start. Thank goodness. We couldn't start at Bayshore and Byrne last year because of the water main work that was being done out on Bayshore Boulevard. But thank goodness we are back on Bayshore, and it will not be what it was last year. Let's put it that way. It was a little bit hard it was difficult to get to your start wave, but we don't have to worry about that anymore. We're good to go.
It was still very, very fun.
Very,
Yeah.
very fun.
I actually really liked it because all the athletes had to pass by me to get to the start line. So usually they just are creeping up, and then, I can see them from afar, but it was good interaction. From the announcer point of view, I like last year's start, but this one's
Can I
great.
say one more thing, Fitz, about the half marathon? This is important. So between miles 2 and 3 on Davis Island, we are going to have the Lakeland Runners Club out there. They're volunteers. They're going to have the lights that you use, an air traffic person uses to bring the planes in after they've landed. They're going to have those lights. They're going to be spaced out on West Davis Boulevard. The runners last year did not move over to the far left-hand side of West Davis Boulevard. Therefore, they ran a little bit further than they were supposed to run. So we figured that out, and we've got volunteers out there as well as cones to kick them over to the left-hand lane because we don't want that to happen again. And we really appreciate the Lakeland Runners Club for their willingness to come out and be with us very early on Sunday morning.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Air traffic. All right. Delana wants to know, how many runners are there for the half marathon?
We're right at 5,500. We were able, after we announced that it was sold out, we saw how many people we disappointed. Very quickly, we had 400 names on the wait list. So we reached out to Maxwell Metals, who produces our medals, and Leslie Jordan, who produces our shirts, and they were able to get what we needed in time for race weekend. So we were able to let some more folks back in.
It's phenomenal. Not every race will do that. And speaking of medals, we have our friends from Finisher Medals. They're going to be there after the races. Tell everybody about.
Yeah, finish line engraving. And a lot of people have prepaid to have their time, their name engraved on the back of their medal. They will be in the tunnel at the convention center. So after you go over the bridge, you'll see them on the right-hand side. If you prepaid, they'll have your name on a list. You just go and present your medal to them. They will have our results. So they will have your time to engrave on the medal. And you can even purchase it that day as well. It's a nice touch for you to commemorate your event, and that's both Saturday and Sunday. The 15K medal, 5K medal, half marathon medal, 8K medal.
And they do a beautiful job.
They do.
And so for the people doing all 4 races, how many medals do they go home with?
5.
5.
Yeah. Well, it depends on, the 4 ones do. Yeah. And then the ones doing the Infusions Challenge, the Pure Gold Challenge, or the Zero Challenge, they have 3. But it's a lot of stuff around your neck.
Yeah, and they're not tiny medals. They're
not.
fancy.
We are really grateful for our medal company. They do a great job.
You know what? This is like the weird stuff I have in my desk. I have one of your medals here. Of course, I'd say that like race announcer nonsense. But I keep one of your medals in my desk. It's the skulls. I love the skulls. They're
It's
the best.
it's that medal has become iconic, and every year we give it a different touch, so it'll be more better and more of a great design than it was the year before. So this year there's a lot of bling on the medal, and it has a black background, which really makes it pop. I think folks will be pleased.
I have no doubt they will be pleased. Okay, so are we ready to talk about the after party?
I think we should. We've mentioned it several times.
Okay.
So the Q105 post-race celebration presented by Michelob Ultra, and I have to give kudos to 2 of our staff, Kitty Lyons again, Lisa Votah. They have filled up that park. There's an actual corporate area this year that's in the back of the park. Harley Davidson is going to be there. The Run House is going to be set up on Sunday if anybody did not get to purchase what they wanted during the expo. There's a humongous Michelob Ultra 2-story Build-A-Bar that will be there that will have limited access up on the top, but that's where folks can go to purchase a beer after they've finished their complimentary beer. Eulaley's going to be there with one of their craft beers as well. There's going to be a spot to ring your PR bell, and you can get your picture taken. We've got Greg White Band back, who he's just become the Publix Gasparilla Distance Classic band. He's there every year, country western music that is phenomenal. Last year he had his son on stage actually playing too. So you'll have a great time dancing with him.
So I love this after party because every single other event I announce, by the time I'm done, because I'm there till the final finisher crosses, all the festivities are over. Everybody's gone home and there's no more left. And I'm sad because I really like everybody and I would love to spend some extra time. Your party goes on forever. So there's time for even me to go over there and the music's still playing and the beer's still flowing for a couple of hours after the final person crosses the finish line on both days. And right, Greg White is extraordinary. I can't believe he's not a household name. He's fantastic.
Right. He truly is. Really is. So the post-race party, the beer starts flowing at 9:00 and it goes until 1:00. I think there's last call, maybe 15 or 20 minutes before 1:00. But please do yourself a favor and go down there. It's a party. It's a lot of fun. It's a great place to go and relax. And the weather will be perfect for relaxing in Cotonchobee Park. And again, we're going to have street graphics that will help you to get there.
Okay. And that's where we do our award ceremony. So if you've won a prize,
Correct.
if you've won one of the races, an age group award or an overall award, they'll be handed out over there. And then usually
the age group awards and the overall awards, we do hand out overall awards, overall award, but we personalize the overall awards and we personalize every single one of our age group awards. That is a big undertaking. There's close to, I think, 700 of them that get personalized, and it takes us about 6 weeks, sometimes a little bit longer, to get them personalized. But then we ship them out to the age group winners, and a lot of the age group winners do not know that they're going to be personalized for them, and they get so excited when they receive them in the mail. So,
yeah, that's incredible. And then you have a military division, isn't that correct?
We do. It's the Tampa Bay 28 Military Challenge. All of those folks will have a special military challenge brand on their bib number. So again, if you see one, please go up and thank them for their service. Yeah. And we do present awards in the military challenge on that day. So we try and take care of everybody.
And you do. And you do. So what are we missing?
I don't know that we're missing anything, Fitz. I just want people to know that the Gasparilla Distance Classic Association, first of all, we raise money for youth charitable organizations, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Tampa Bay, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Tampa Bay, and the Friends of Tampa Recreation, as well as all of the nonprofit groups that are out on the course working in aid station or in the expo working our shirt and goodie bag packet pickup area. They all get a donation as well. So since 1978, we have literally contributed written checks for $6.9 million. And we don't, so far, we don't have charities that raise money through the event. So what we give away is what we give away. And it's the hard-earned dollars that folks have given us for registration that's left over. When it's left over at the end of the year, that's what we donate. I mean, it's as simple as that. So the other thing is I always tell our board that an organizing committee that we are in the business of touching lives and making memories. And that truly is our goal throughout race weekend. We want to make sure that we do everything possible to ensure that every single participant, every single spectator walks away knowing that they were well taken care of. That's our goal. And we will always do our best to get there.
Well, more so than almost anybody, you guys, I think, achieve that each year. And, it sounds like this is going to be our last pre-race instructions show together, Susan, but it's a great gift to serve you and to be a part of this healthy athletic adventure machine you've created that supports so many people in so many different ways. So everyone, when you're passing out thank yous and praise this weekend, look for her. She'll be back in future years, hopefully just relaxing. But Susan, everybody loves you. And
Well,
I'm
I appreciate that, Fitz, so very much, and I feel it. I feel the love. I wouldn't be able to do what I do were it not for the folks on the organizing committee, on the board. Our staff is fantastic. So there are a lot of people out there doing what they do that lifts me up and lifts all the runners up. And it truly, we could not do what we do were it not for them. So while I appreciate the compliments, and I think it's important that we remember that there are other folks out there doing their best to take care of the runners.
Of course. Of course. Okay. So my final request for our athletes is please introduce yourself. I'm sure Susan would love to meet you, but they specifically hire me to take care of you. They say, come in and make sure our athletes know what to do, know where to go, and have a good time. And if I've met you personally, that allows me to do my job at a much more interesting level. So I'll be at the expo for several times on Friday and Saturday with Meb. And I would love to meet you. If you see my happy face, come say hello, and then I will do my best to.
I'm raising my hand.
Let's do it. Let's hear it.
I saw a question asking about the Pepper Jacks kids finish line tent at the finish line, and we will have the Pepper Jack kids finish line tent. And for those of y'all that don't know about it, for kids under the age of 12, we have a tent that is manned by volunteers, a Tampa Police Department representative. We'll be sending out the email tomorrow that will have the registration forms for Pepper Jack's Kids Finish Line Tent. And what we do is we give the parents, when they check in, we give them 2 ID bracelets with matching numbers on them. The child has one around their hand, their wrist, and the parent has the other one. And those kids, if a child comes across the finish line and they do not have someone with them, our volunteers will go over and gently talk to them, take them to the kids' finish line tent until their parents can come and get them. We're very proud to offer that service because we do have a lot of young kids that participate in the event, and we love that. But we want to make sure that they're safe and secure, and the parents know they're safe and secure.
Yeah, that's a fantastic service. I didn't know you were doing that. That's common for kids races, but for the 5K or 8K where the kids are just taking off with that's extra above and beyond as per usual. What else?
I think that's it. I mean, I think we've covered everything, and what we haven't covered, you're going to be getting information about it. So, and remember, we will answer the phone. We will answer emails. On Wednesday, the office will close at 5:00 because we'll be moving over to the convention center. So I would encourage you not to send emails after 5:00 on Wednesday and instead bring your questions to the expo because We might try and respond to a couple of them, but we are busy throughout the weekend, and I don't want anybody to feel like they weren't important. So come to the expo with your questions. You can post them on social media if you'd like to, and we'll get to those. But do not send emails to the office, please.
Right. And use the resources. Again, the website is jam-packed. Social media, packed with information. You can rewatch this show over and over and over again. And yeah, it'll be better that way. Show up early to all of your events. Plan to stay till the end of all of the events to maximize your investment in adventure and health and fun times. Yeah, we can't wait to see you. Start hydrating now. Remember, it's Florida. Late February, Florida. Is it even late? It's mid. It was like snowing here 2 weeks ago. Now we're back.
No, it was close. Yeah. I just want to close out, Fitz. If y'all see me walking around, please come up and say hey and introduce yourself. Okay, I'm going to start, but I would really love to meet you and say hello. Thank you all for your support all these years and for running our races, because that's what we do and we want to do it for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. We love you, athletes. We love you too, and we can't wait to see you this weekend. Have a great night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Rudy Novotny, the voice of America's Marathons. We all love how much running has benefited every aspect of our lives, so much so that most of us only wish we'd started sooner. Wouldn't it be wonderful to give the opportunity to children of today? Well, you can. The Morning Mile is a before-school walking and running program that gives children a chance to start each day in an active way while enjoying fun, music, and friends. That's every child, every day. It's also supported by a wonderful system of rewards, which keeps students highly motivated and frequently congratulated. Created by our favorite fitness expert, Fitz Kohler, Morning Milers across the country have run over 2 million miles and are having greater success with academics, behavior, and sports because of it. The Morning Mile is free to the child, free to the school, and is inexpensively funded by businesses or generous individuals. Help more kids get moving in the morning by visiting morningmile.com. Champion the program at your favorite school or find out more about sponsorship opportunities. That's morningmile.com. Long may you run.